I read the book What the Dickens by
Gregory Maguire.
Guerrero Monk.
Gregory
Oh,
Maguire.
Gregory Maguire. Okay. Good. Okay. Like again, the book I read was called What the Dickens by Gregory
Maguire.
Maguire. And this book is about skibbery, which is another word for a tooth fairy. And his name is What the Dickens. He got the name from Gage, but he doesn't know, but that comes later in the book. Oh yeah, he got the name because he was found, like, I'm sorry, goodness. When the book started, like, he was found in a little can because he was only a day old, and he was confused about everything. He didn't know what his name was. He didn't know where he was, or what day it was, or anything. He was confused about everything because he was an orphan, so he had nobody to teach him anything. So he met this cat named Matt Cavity, and he thought the cat wanted to be his friend and wanted to eat. No, not eat. He wanted the cat wanted to be his pet, and but the cat really wanted to eat him and kill him, but he didn't know that. He thought the cat wanted to be friendly, but he didn't know. So he ended up going to get a present for her because Gage took her away from him. Gage saw what it was, and he thought it was like a little moth or something. So he said, "What the Dickens," and that's how he got his name, What the Dickens. So What the Dickens set off to find Matt Cavity a present. So he ended up going to a zoo where there's a tiger, and he saw that the tiger was in pain and he was asleep because the next day he was going to go get his tooth taken out because it was like hurting him and like it was rotten or something. So he went inside the tiger's mouth and pulled it out, and then the tiger woke up. And you have to read the rest of the story to find out what happens next to him. And the characters are What the Dickens, he's the main character. Gage, he's the person telling the story, and he's gonna be mostly at the end of the book too, but he's throughout the story. And Zeke, he's one of the characters during this. He's listening to the story as Gage is telling it during a stormy night. And Rebecca Ruth is Diana and Zeke's little baby sister, and the only thing she really wants is her birthday cake. But throughout the story, she's asleep. And Diana, she's the girl most interested in the book, and she's the one who really wants to know what happens to the book. And she's like, at one point in the book, she tells, because Zeke sneaks out, and she has to tell Zeke what happens next. And Pepper, she's the tooth fairy that What the Dickens meets up with, and she teaches him how to be a better tooth fairy and what to do and what's right and what's wrong. Okay, my thoughts about this book is that I really like how the author wrote the book. Like at one point, somebody was telling the story, and at the other book, the story was taking place. Like somebody was telling the story too. So Gage was telling the story of how he found out about the tooth fairy and how Gage really got to meet a tooth fairy, and then he's telling the story about how he got to meet in the life of a tooth fairy. And throughout the book, he's telling the story, and then he goes to one part of the book where the story is taking place by itself, and then it goes back to where he's telling the story. And I recommend this book to 6th graders and up because it's like a kind of a big book, and it has some foul language in it, but not a lot, just a few. Okay, it says, a dim light glittered from above. He couldn't quite tell the source. The chamber was small and bare care of even the simplest stool or cushion, and he couldn't find the bedroom. She promised him. The walls were hung with a dense matting of vines, sporting evil-looking